Here is how you can make a great first impression in interviews by answering the very first question about your self-introduction. Now, I know that's a very tricky question because we know so much about ourselves that we don't know what we have to talk about in those 5 minutes, right? And we also don't know what the interviewer is expecting to hear from us. And that is why this question becomes quite difficult. But we have to be better prepared for this question because it sets the first impression about you. And you know what? This impression gets formed in just 7 to 9 seconds of talking to you, and he decides in his mind if you're suitable enough for the discussion ahead. And we really cannot afford to take any risk here. So you have to plan on what you have to speak for that particular question, and you have to give them a proper reasoning on why you should be the chosen one over the 50 others who are waiting outside. Ensure that you steer clear of the routine introduction pattern by giving out your name, title, company name, number of years of experience, and a generic list of your work. Key lies in standing out. Skip the generic details. Focus on how you can genuinely help or bring value to their company. Offer something memorable that sparks a conversation and leaves a lasting impression, making it easy for them to recall you long after you gave your introduction. They only care about how you can help them or be of value to the company. So your goal is to have somebody remember you long after you have introduced yourself. See, most of the people start off with very common things like my name is so and so, I did my schooling from the school, college from God knows what, a very long name, I got 89% in 10th, 92% in 12th, and whatnot. My hobbies are so and so, and that's all. It's a common pattern. It's almost like a prepared speech for those 5 minutes. And trust me, it sounds very monotonous to the interviewer who would have heard 100 such introductions. And here he really is looking forward to hear some nice, interesting details about you. Nobody would remember anything of what you said even 2 seconds. Nobody would remember anything of what you said even 2 seconds later if we give such an introduction. No impression made. Let me now demonstrate the right way. Start off by summarizing about your educational or professional background. Educational in case of freshers and a professional summary in case of experienced people. That's number one for you. The second is to cover about your achievements. So just to help you understand, in my case, maybe I could say that during my tenure of 4 years in the training field, I've catered to many corporate clients and giants based in the IT sector. And I've been able to impact the life of 1,500 working professionals and enhance their soft skills and business communication. So do you see how we introduce numbers and statistics here? It's important for you to bring such numbers into the game, which they always like to hear in terms of your achievement. The third point is to show them why you're suitable for the specific job role. So maybe if you're trying for the role of a development software engineer, of course, coding skills are required. So you can say that for this particular role, in-depth coding and analytic skills are required. In-depth coding and analytical skills are required. And with my knowledge and experience, I'm sure that I'll be able to do well in this new role. In case of freshers, you could say the basics, like I'm an electronics engineer by graduation. I've got an overall CGPA of 7. I've done a specialized training in coding in C++ for 3 months after my college. And I was an active participant in inter-school and college competitions, especially in sports. I have won a few prestigious awards at intercollegiate level. And during this journey of getting rewarded, I realized that I'm a very good team player. This role of entry-level position in your company requires somebody who's very dedicated and organized, which I believe I am. And as I said, I'm also an excellent team player. So I feel I'm very much suitable for this job role. So do you see how the person sounds convincing that he or she is good enough for that role? In case of experienced people, you just have to put forward your professional story in terms of your previous project experience. For freshers, it's your educational story and not at all your personal or family story, please, because definitely the interviewer is not interested in knowing great details about it. But what you could do in the end is you can add a one line about your hobby so that you don't sound too boring as well. You can add in details about how you enjoy reading as a hobby, because reading is something that would be useful for any career development. But we'll get into the details. So let me chart it out again in terms of my introduction. My name is Rita Gopalakrishnan, and I love to help people become a much better version of themselves in their professional and personal lives. Nobody is really interested in the designation. So just talk about what you're passionate about. As a career growth and business communication trainer, I work with working professionals, organizations, and educational institutions. I owe my interpersonal skills to the vast exposure that I got from studying in various schools across India, and I got my qualification in electrical and electronics engineering from MA College in Kerala. I was able to build a strong career in the IT field, which I pursued for a good 15 plus years. Thanks to ICBI in Bangalore, I was able to complete my certification in soft skills, and I now work as a business communication coach for my own venture named Reincarnate Academy. I would love to train your employees in areas related to business etiquette, soft skills, and communication skills, as I've done similar assignments for my previous clients, and I could see a significant change in the productivity of these employees who underwent the training with me. With an experience of training more than 1,500 working professionals, I look forward to impacting the life of 1 lakh working professionals in the next 5 years. So do you see in the end, I'm also setting a vision that I have a clear goal of what I want to achieve in the next few years. So having that clear vision, it's not only about what you're doing right now, but also explaining to your interviewer why you're suitable for this role, even keeping the future in mind. This is what you look forward to in the next few years, gives a beautiful ending to it. And as I said, you can have a one-liner about your personal interests and hobbies as well. The rest is all your professional achievements and qualifications. I hope this explanation helps you and you rock in any of your interviews going ahead. I hope this answer helped you and you rock in your interviews going ahead.